Let's do it. Ooh.
That's nice. That's smooth. Not really. I don't think Mike plays that much. At least he disappears. So I remember his account, LHHS. I played against that account a couple times.
So like my story is completely different from his because I would always change my name. Since season 3, I would always, every single new season, I would play on a different name and just climb in like 2 months from unranked to challenger on a different name, and I would recognize him sometimes in the solo queue ladder that way.
Why would you change your name so much?
It was more of just like a feeling just to kind of like not get so much of a reputation. It's kind of like the blank kind of feeling where, I don't know if you saw this anime, it's just like some weird anime where this guy is playing a video game and he hides his name, but nobody knows his name, so people have to guess like, who is this guy? Is this a new player? Is this a import? And it's kind of like a funny feeling for me.
Omar, can you name all of Mike's solo queue names?
MikeYeung, LOL, LHHS, ZYX, Hydra. That's all I know off the top of my head.
Yeah, I have probably 5 more as well that I've hit challenger with.
Well, Scam Rounds was cool because back then on the ladder, you couldn't really join a team because the only thing you had is basically your reputation in solo queue. So if not many people know you in solo queue, you had no connections and you can't join a team. But Scam Rounds gave people that exposure they needed to join.
Yeah, so for me, the reason why I didn't go to Scouting Grounds, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but I could have went to Scouting Grounds, but I just decided to just stop playing ranked and just did decay. And that was because it was in the middle of my junior year, and that would mean that I have to catch up on all the schoolwork, I'd have to stress out for college applications, all that stuff, and including my AP classes. So for me, it wasn't worth the opportunity, as I didn't really think about becoming a pro until a few months ago.
I was in the same situation as Mike back then. I went to a pretty specialized high school, and I was in my junior and senior years of high school just studying, making sure I'm getting to college. So I didn't really play much solo queue. I only played Lee Sin in solo queue just to climb the ladder in Masters, and that was about it.
Did you guys?
Well, Mike mostly plays Lee Sin in Italy, and he looks to make big plays and get early advantages for his team. So he's more of a, I guess, aggressive, carry-oriented jungler.
How do you feel about his Italy?
His Nidalee pretty nuts.
Well, coming into the game, I kind of had a decent idea of how he plays pretty much from the previous games that he played on CLG, and how CLG likes to kind of like mold their junglers. Pretty much they like to play with like complete teamwork, just like all go in at the same time, or everybody's on the same page when they split push. So that's the type of player that I think Omar is trying to be for CLG, where he's trying to play like the tank-oriented jungle styles and just like vision control, engaging for his team, stuff like that. Well, for me, I kind of expected like everything that I did feel when I came onto the LCS stage, like the nerves and everything. Like I knew that that was a normal feeling, and I actually kind of miss that feeling because it just makes you want to play even better.
Before going on stage the first time, I visualized what it would feel like, and it feels kind of the same as my visualization. So when I got on stage, the crowd was really loud, and then the headsets had white noise, and I could feel my heart pumping really fast. And that was something that usually doesn't happen except in certain situations. And obviously I was very nervous. Let's go, dude.
For more league interviews and analysis, subscribe to our channel. You can also find stats, discussions, and more on our website and mobile app at blitzesports.com.